Greetings, I am Lies.
And I am Scandal.
And let's grow a garden together. Actually, let's help Luke with whatever he needs to do together, because we're going to build a playset today. Let's build a playset today.
Together. Yes, let's throw children off of... No.
Like
That's
I said,
fine.
we're going to build it under the invisible tree, so it'll have lots of shade.
Right? That's terrible.
So, what's going on here, other than all the grass?
Oh, Karen's gonna love it. It's one of those, big play towers.
Do you know how to build those?
It's got a slide and everything.
Did you buy a kit?
I'm gonna try to get it all put together before she gets here,
Is
right?
this from
before she gets here.
IKEA? Do we have an Allen wrench?
Oh, God. Let's get the base built first. Help me out with the design.
Oh, we're
Why are
doing
we
this
picking
from scratch,
for
aren't we?
You?
Help me out with it. This is not a base.
That is not a base.
This is a tower.
my
Also,
dude?
there's tires down here.
The fuck?
There are tires on this one. This one has no tires.
I know.
I am so sad. Why doesn't it have that? Also, these all seem very, very enclosed. Is this like a treehouse experience?
What is this?
All right, I'm gonna go with Battle Fort. I'm just like, she is going to wage war in your yard.
Looks great. Thanks, Lily.
Sure.
I couldn't come up with my own ideas, so that's why I have you here, just to have at least 3 more ideas.
I'm surprised you had so many wood and shingles and everything just right on hand. Wait a minute. How old is Karen again? 10? Is this
She's 9. No, 10. Sorry.
10 seems a little old for one of these. Not really. Okay, so
Actually,
not really. Like,
no.
I know 14-year-olds that are still like, God, I never had a playhouse. I would love one.
Right?
Like, they really are still in that place going, I would love a fort. It would be amazing.
Right?
Now, she might be a little old for something with a slide, but that depends on your 10-year-olds completely. I've also known several 10-year-olds.
I'm also like,
8-year-olds, 9-year-olds,
bitch,
13-year-olds.
give me one, and I am older than a 14-year-old.
I will play in a park, and I am an adult that can drink alcohol.
Thank
Woo!
you, yes!
And I will play in a park. Now, I don't know that I'd want like a ridiculous, normal play structure out in the backyard. But I would do, what?
I want to go to a water park.
Oh, God, my friend.
I was out in the front and doing some gardening today, and I was just solidly hit with this thing of going, the water parks are closed.
Oh, the water parks are closed. Everything's closed.
I haven't been to a water park in so long. I want to go.
Lily, you know nothing about kids, and we've already established you seem to know nothing about kids, and our entire experience with you has nothing to do with kids. And as far as we can tell, you have no siblings, and you never interacted with hardly any other children in your life. Why do you think 10 is a little too old for one of these?
It might be I have been a little too old for you, but you are also not that 10-year-old.
But again,
you should trust the dad about his own kid.
On the other hand, are we suggesting we think you're really detached from your own kid because, you know, you didn't remember her birthday?
Because he's a man.
Or you were awkward about her birthday. But going, being a woman does not inherently connect you to the needs and ideas of children, okay? Or their developmental levels, or their maturity levels, or their interests.
No kidding.
I don't know.
Nah, she'll love it. Daddy didn't raise no couch
Potato, what?
What?
How does that relate to a playset?
What?
Are we saying that this is exercise equipment, not play equipment? I'm sure you're right. I don't
This
know
is gonna
what
go
that
bad.
means.
Is she gonna be ended up? That's gonna make me angry if she ends up being the one who's proven right.
Oh, that would piss me off. Going, see, I knew this would be too, your daughter will look at it and go, hey, Dad, I'm into computers now.
Right?
I don't want him to be painted as being out of touch. I really don't.
I think they're going to.
That one looks like more fun.
That one
looks way too small.
Well, that's kind of the other thing that I'm having going, the sizing on it seems a little
really
weird,
small.
but okay.
But I'm gonna go with that.
But I'm also like, really? Are you really freaking honestly? Man, I would have loved one of these when I was a kid.
Okay.
I got the wrong accent today, but it's okay.
Ladder/climbing wall?
Yeah, it would have been cool as hell.
Honestly, I would have loved that too. But I'm like, where is your rope attached? Usually they're attached at the top of the plank, so they're not up inside the building.
Right.
It's attached to the board itself. Additionally, the board seems off-center from the opening. The opening looks much smaller on that side than it does on this side, which could be a perspective artist thing.
Right.
But it seems like they had a hard time fitting
Do you
those
mean
together.
Artists do art and they're not actually always completely designers? I've always laughed about that, where some people who point out in regards to fashion art or in regards to just architecture art.
Architectural
where it's
art.
The thing is they're usually just artists. That doesn't mean they know exactly how everything works. So yes, while we can critique this, there is a point where you kind of go, yeah, they weren't ever trained for any of this.
Basically what I'm looking for is this big enough for the adults to crawl in with you, and is there an opening inside of it to get down into the bottom part of it?
Do you want to go inside?
I do, absolutely. You know what?
I would go in there with you.
I am the one that looks at every shed I see and go, potential playhouse. Woo! You know what? That whole culture of she sheds, which if you don't know what that is, I'm sorry, I'm not going to explain it in great detail. There's man caves and there's she sheds. You just take the womanliness out of the house to have a space for yourself. That's all I got to say.
Right.
But what those are is those are a grown-up woman's playhouse. They are a playhouse for an adult woman instead of a young child. And you know what? Playhouses are freaking cool. Tiny little houses are cool. You know why people have the tiny house movement? It's not just the environment. It's not just the economy. It's because tiny little houses are freaking cool and everyone wanted a playhouse when they were a kid.
It's true.
And they still want it as an adult.
Why do you think people like cosplay who are adults?
Right?
We've always costuming as a child, and now you get to do it as an adult. Yes!
Yes, and I can do it so much better.
Yeah, I know. You have coordination, and I have experience. Yes.
All right.
I did. Yeah, I always wanted to be, what's his name? He's a superhero. The spider guy.
I believe you're referring to Spider-Man. Oh, they used his name.
Oh.
Oh, God. She didn't say Miterspan.
Maybe.
Oh, what do you mean, maybe? It's Spider-Man. Are there any other spider heroes? If there
Is
are,
he really just
I
gonna
don't
be
know.
he's super fucking out of touch? You're so easy to rile up sometimes. I'm not as dumb as you think I am.
We do kind of treat you like you're dumb and out of touch, and like
But
you
that's the
don't
thing, I'm like-
understand your kid as well as we do.
The problem that I keep running into is that in a lot of ways the way he is written is also he's kind of dumb. I hate to say it, and he's fine with basically apparently a bunch of women yelling at him, and a bunch of women think it's fine to yell at him.
Yep, he's going, I just make women yell at me. That's just my experience. It sucks and I don't like it, but that's just what it is. What are you going to do? Ha ha.
And you're just
ha.
like,
No?
no?
Also going, Lily, you don't seem to, you never ask him any open-ended questions. You pretty much tell him his experience all the time, which again, it doesn't make you a bad person, but it suggests you're a very inexperienced communicator, which again suggests more of an abused, sheltered person, because you don't have a lot of practice communicating openly with people, especially people that you're trying to get to know. One of the biggest barriers to trying to get to know somebody is assuming who they are when you meet them,
Right.
and that they're going to be like anybody or everybody else.
That thing about judging people.
Yeah,
That happens all the time, yeah.
I don't think you're dumb, just a little,
No, you think he's dumb.
Wow, that's a judgmental thing. You didn't even get defensive that time when he kind of attacked you. You're just like,
And you think it's funny. What? Dance?
I mean, I wouldn't have put it that way, but now that you mention it,
this is not
let me
cute.
just carefully jab. No, this is not cute at all.
This
very
is
awkward.
weirdly like patronizing / you're a child, and I think that's kind of hot.
You're an adult baby man, and you know what? That's fine.
Because
That's
all
very
men are
normal.
adult baby men.
And
I
which
don't
is
like
terrible.
this.
I don't like
That's
it.
terrible.
Again, I'm starting to dislike Luke's stereotype as the love interest in the same way that I didn't like Larry as a derogatory stereotype towards men. I don't think any gender class should have a derogatory stereotype for them. I know it happens, but I don't like it because I don't think, one, anybody should be stuck into a stereotype because there is no group of people. There is no men. There's each individual separate man.
Mm-hmm.
There is no women. There is each individual separate woman and girl and her child. And there is no,
Yeah.
and this might be a little more controversial, there is no non-binary. There is each individual person's gender experience.
Right.
Like non-binary is a catch-all category for not man or woman. And then there's whatever your gender experience is within that.
It's one of those things of going, that's a generalized experience, and while they're used to explain some things, they are there to be a sort of general rather than explicit. Where some people get really angry going, well, you know, it's really obvious you know what a woman is. Not everybody performs woman in the same way you do.
Oh
Not
my
everybody performs
God.
man in the same way you do.
And the
Or
thing is that-
non-binary, which can be anything in a lot of cases.
And the thing is that a lot of people, what I think they fail to realize for me, where I've never been the kind of woman who will wear makeup, get my nails done, you know, go to salons or spas or things like that. But I've always been, you know, a girl and a woman. I've never had an identity question. But like the people who do that, the women who do that find me very unrelatable. I get up in the morning and do my makeup, but I go, oh yeah, I don't even own any makeup. And they stare at me like we now have nothing to talk about.
Right?
Because we are completely
we
different
had that-
creatures. That's different performances of the gender role of woman, and they are miles apart. Again, there's not women, there's just individual people who perform women. Anyway, but now that you mention it, I'll just let you degrade yourself and agree with you.
The attitude on you! You're an awful influence on my perfect daughter.
That's a
We
reasonable
really-
statement, and we are being sassy for no reason? Yeah, I'd hate it if she suddenly learned to be moody. Okay, now you're just deflecting.
Now you're also being offensive towards the daughter. Like, she doesn't have issues and she doesn't know what to do and she... Fuck this.
She's just a younger, she's just moody, like all preteens.
That's really kind of insulting.
This part pisses me off. I find it very degrading, one, to him. Also, Lily being really dismissive and tone deaf here. And suddenly, it's
And he
instead
also
of her
thinks it's
being,
funny, too.
But instead of her being like, really, I'll suddenly go, oh, I did something else wrong. Let me sort of, turn in on myself and deflect again. She's just going, yeah, I'm going to keep up with the sass and just keep digging into you until he goes from being grumpy to going, fine, you're being so over the top, I'll just laugh at it. The tone feels super weird to me.
That feels really unacceptable. I
am uncomfortable with that. All right, we're gonna build a slide. You know what? I'm so uncomfortable. I'm just gonna go build a slide.
Yay! Go down the slide. And then you can put water on the slide.
I feel like a little bit like Pacha's wife going, I'm so angry. I need to wash something. Clean something.
Yeah. Okay, just gotta lift this thing up and attach it.
Just tell me when, and I will use my noodle arms to support you.
Oh no.
There's a curly slide. Whoa.
Yes!
You could not go around that ring. That is physically, that would be a climbing loop. You
See, because it doesn't go high enough. But I love it.
There is not enough. That is a crawling, not a slide, because of the way the speed. You would not get enough speed to go around that loop at all.
That's so fucking terrible. I love the shit out of it.
Yes. We're gonna have actually, because this implies so much more activity, and it would be a crawling climbing experience, not a slide. I'm gonna go for it.
That would be so
like that's literally not a slide.
Oh, she just clipped through it so hard.
God, I'll just walk over and around and through it. It's fine. I'm magicking my way
There
through
we
this.
go.
Luke, you realize that's not a slide and that's a tunnel, right?
Oh my god, it's badass as hell. Wonder if I could rig a hose to this thing. Turn it into... Yes! Awesome!
Scandal is validated. Yes!
I love water slides.
I appreciate that you want to put water in there, dude, but like the level of it starts at about 6 feet up. There's not enough like force of gravity to get you moving fast enough to go around that loop. You would have to put a fire hose at the top to blast you through that loop. Whoosh!
Luke, I'm gonna do it.
Do it, yeah! You just have water shooting out of the base of it, tearing into the ground, splattering mud
Honestly,
everywhere.
at that point, I'd be like, and now time to make a mud pool.
Like it really would be. It'd be like you're just tearing the grass out of the ground, just shredding up the root base and the sod, and just mud splattering for miles. Yeah, my ex-wife will love this. I'll look like a great dad for custody. Woo!
Shit.
Oh, damn. Is this an art piece now? Pretty, extravagant.
Oh my god. Please, Lily.
You're so
You are
judgmental.
also pretty fucking bad. Maybe I want to be extravagant.
Have you seen his art at all or looked at it? Do you know that he just made sheet metal cactuses on the spot when we're like, let's plant some flowers? He's a little extravagant, my dear. Like, let's extrapolate his character. He is highly creative, he's very impulsive, he's disorganized, he's artistic, and he's passionate about creating shit right now when he feels like it off of a schedule, which is why he feels like, I'm wasting time and not doing what I'm supposed to be doing because he's not organized enough as he should be. But he really will, if I'm inspired right now, do it instantly. Mm-hmm. That is who we have seen him to be so far.
I would agree with that.
Let me tear down his character real quick. I do that with people when I get to know them too. I'm like, this is who I know you to be. And a lot of times they go, you noticed all of that? I'm like, what am I doing in this entire experience if I'm not paying attention to you? You paid attention to me? I feel like it's rude not to, okay? That's why I'm around you. I don't know. Anyway, so that's my character profile of Luke, all right? Be extravagant, my dude. I support you. One thing at a time, Mr. Big. I'll just make the Sex and the City reference. It's fine. You still have non-water slide stuff. I've never seen it either.
I didn't even know that was a thing. What is Mr. Big?
Mr. Big was an arc in the episode, the series, where someone was dating someone that was very endowed, and they called him Mr. Big to their friends.
Oh.
That's literally what it was. Their current date person, they labeled as a nickname Mr. Big because they were referring to his genitals.
Really?
I have never watched that show, but I ran into that arc online. I ran into it with other women that I met or knew.
Who thought it was hilarious or interesting.
Or charming or hee. They just call him Mr. Big. And I'm like, you have reduced this guy when referencing him to your friends to nothing but one of his physical attributes. It'd be like calling him Blue Eyes.
Right?
Except for in this case, Mr. Big implies that's what I also do with him. Or that kind of thing.
Okay.
Let's just call him, biceps, and I have him lift things all day, Like, I feel...
It feels very reductive. Anyway.
Incredibly reductive, and in a way that I don't think is charming at all. But that's me, and if somebody else thinks it's funny, because I think a lot of people really did think that arc was funny, I feel like it's an incredibly dated joke, even when I ran into it, and that it would not hold up well over time.
Yeah, no,
Alright, anyway, you still have a non-water slide stuff to do around here. Do I? He looks really offended this whole conversation. We feel like we're being an ass today.
Speaking of water, you're a real wet blanket today.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm actually anxious about my money problems, but I'm not talking about it, so I'm deflecting by being an ass to you. I mean,
she kind of is. Like,
actually, we just poofed over. We just ran back to the house and got a drink and then walked out again.
What? Yeah, this will put me on the fast track to dad of the air for sure.
So what's in the bottom half of the tower? Luke, we should go in there and set up a picnic for her. It'd be cool.
That'd be amazing.
That'd be super fun.
Did he fix the car? He fixed the fucking car.
Holy crap.
When the hell did he fix the car?
When did you fix your goddamn car? That's amazing. Also, that's a lot of pieces to replace, my dude. That should be expensive as hell. Nice catch, my friend.
I was like, hang the frick on.
You'd think that would be part of the plot, or that she would notice it somewhere.
Right?
I don't think there's a fast track to anything in parenting, but I don't know, as I've never done it and never been exposed to it as far as we know of my character.
However, past a point, there is... So the one thing I've always been kind of bothered by, like in some cases, is really this idea that people who've never had kids or never been in that environment have nothing to say. They're like, but I have been a child.
But I've been a child, yes.
Right.
And the thing is one of the things I've talked about before when I've mentioned like parenting books and stuff, helping me as an adult understand my experience as a child.
Mm-hmm.
Going, what happened to me, especially like parenting psychology and child psychology has been really valuable for me self-examining and going, why do I have the feelings and experiences I do? And it's because I grew up under conditions that I did. And it's really, really interesting. And when I approach children, it's really a lot of times going, here's what I wish someone had done for me, which isn't just, I wish someone had had given me this thing when I was a kid. It's, I wish someone had listened to me, so let me try and listen. In fact, I'm just gonna when there was the whole scandal about the high school shooting, the one that was in Colorado, I can't remember.
Oh shit, yeah, years ago.
I can't remember the name of the school. Columbine, thank you, Columbine. They said, when they did all the investigations, that one of the things they said was that the kids claimed to listen to Marilyn Manson's music and to be inspired by it. And so they interviewed Marilyn Manson. And I really liked the interview they did. But he said the thing was, a lot of people were like, yeah, I caused them trouble or this or that, or people had a lot of things to say about these kids. Did they ever ask the kids how they felt, what was on their minds?
Right.
And like the first thing he came to was going, everybody told these kids what they had done wrong, what was going on with them, how they were acting. Nobody just sat down and listened to them. And he wasn't endorsing what they did in any way or trying to even just dodge responsibility for himself. He was literally going, people who have done extreme actions have something going on inside them.
So what that is, in my opinion, is basically a focus on punishment versus rehab.
Yes.
People are more interested in getting revenge or punishing
retribution,
getting retribution rather than rehab or understanding.
And
so that is a huge problem in the United States. One of the reasons why our prison system is as big as it is because we believe so strongly in punishing over rehab and supporting each other. It's gotten out of control. There's a reason why like most of the prisons are privatized is because they get a shit ton of money out of them, because it's also in some cases, depending on your prison, you have a lot of slave labor going on. It's a huge goddamn problem. Anyway, I
don't even know how to address that problem, but what I would say is that for me, I've said it a few times that I always like to think the best of people. Like, make yourself safe in reference to the people around you. Don't just but the thing is then try and help them. In the same way that I've said, if someone performs an extreme action in your life as a friend and you go, this is nothing like you, you might be super hurt, super offended, super flabbergasted, and you might want to do that really defensive, I'll attack you kind of thing. But if it is so out of character for them, you might start with, are you okay? What's going on?
Right.
Like, again, get yourself safe first. If you feel like someone's being dangerous or could be harmful to you, but then after that, see if there's a way you can help.
Right.
Or if a way help can be applied. It doesn't have to be you. Like, you don't have to be responsible. In the same way that I've mentioned the book Daring Greatly before, by Brene Brown. And that there's this experience where she talks about, no, not Daring Greatly, Dare to Lead. It's in Dare to Lead, where there is a military officer, and she says a lot of times her troops would come to her and be like, I need help. And she'd be like, I am not a professional. I have to find the correct way to tell you you need to get help from someone who can help you. While you want me to listen, and I can listen, I am not a professional that can give you any actions to take, or that can give you support, or that can understand truly from a psychological and emotional perspective where you're coming from.
Right.
And so it is important to go to the people that can help you, and that you don't have to individually feel responsible to help everyone who's in front of you that needs help. But if you can try to get them to that help, or support them in finding that help, or getting that help to them. Like, hey, I know this person, maybe you could contact this other person. That's a cool action to take.
Right.
Not necessary for you to take, but it's a cool thing you can do. Going, I recognize you need a kind of help, maybe I can help connect you to it.
Right.
I don't think there's a fast track to anything in parenting.
Probably got me there, but Rachel should like it.
I hope so. And Karen?
We're really
Who
gonna pull
it's
this.
actually for?
Oh, I mean, yeah, of course. Her too.
You are probably more concerned about trying to impress your ex-wife, because you've probably been trying to do that most of your marriage. Did you also fix up the car for her so when she shows up, she'll interact with it?
Right.
There they are. Hey, they're here. Ready? Him? No, not at all. Nope, that is a not ready face.
Dad of the year. Dad of the year. Dad of the year.
You are so nervous. Also, why did you park in the road? You literally blocked an entire lane of traffic. My dear, a whole entire lane of traffic.
They all do this,
is
which I
blocked
think is hilarious.
by your car. Why? Why is this the convention of where we put the cars? Also, you kind of parked on the bench, but that's just the art. It's fine.
It's fine.
All right, so anyway, thank you so much for joining us. This has been a little bit more of a podcast. Like, Lily's Garrett is turning more into a podcast because we have some opinions, let me tell you, but it's been lovely having you here.
Absolutely.
We love hearing your opinions when you leave comments and your thoughts on things, and especially sometimes when we have an opinion that we didn't think all the way through, or we had just a knee-jerk reaction, and you're like, hey, here's something to add to that. We don't mind listening in on those things, and some of those additions have been super cool.
Yeah, they've been fantastic and very inclusive too, which is one thing we really like here. So, by the way, though, other than that, we appreciate you again being here with us. If you want to support us, please feel free to like, comment, and also subscribe, as we have mentioned. And also, please feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi and our Patreon. We got some links down below for you if you want to go check those out. And I have been Scandal.
And during this time of the coronavirus, please take care of yourselves, social distance, be awesome, be safe. They have good social distancing from their groups. All right, and I have been Liz.
And it was great playing with you.
Bye!